Okay, good morning, coach. Good morning, captain. 24 hours to the game against Brazil. Very important game for you as we build up to the World Cup. You've been training your players for the past 4 days. What's your impression so far?
Yeah, I really enjoyed watching the boys training. I enjoyed that I don't need to push anyone. Everybody's giving 100% in the training from what we saw, and yeah, it make it hard for me to find good decisions for the match. But this indicates that the players are doing a good job, and I'm happy for that. And so far, from what I saw, very disciplined, very impressive, very agile, and yeah, good to see them boys. They really look good, and I'm looking forward for the match.
Captain?
Yeah, well, as coach said, I think training has been good. We are getting ready for a very big game. It's still a friendly, but versus one of the best teams, if not the best team in the world at the moment. So we are getting ready for it. We are following the coach's plan. So we work, we stay calm. The group is good. We have a full house. So yeah, let's keep working and we get ready for the game tomorrow.
Okay, guys, any question?
Coach, let me start with Andre Ayew, captain. What have you made of the new faces we've had in the Black Stars, the new boys who joined you? How are they going with the team?
Well, yeah, as you said, it's new faces in the Black Stars, but it's not new faces in football. I think all of them that have come in are players that we know and we've seen play. We have players, so we know their quality, and they have gotten into the team really well. They have gelled in really well. I can feel and I have the feeling that they are happy and have this joy to be here to join the squad. We are happy to welcome them, and then from the training sessions, from how they react in the camp, when we're eating, etc. It's just joy. So I'm happy and I'm proud for the first signs that I've seen. They've joined really well. They need to continue like that, because one thing is the football, but there's another thing is when you come into the squad and the way you're going to gel and cope with everyone, and I think that's been going great.
Andre, we saw some videos yesterday, going viral. The new boys dancing, what take us a bit into this initiation that now Ghanaians are looking forward to all the time, and how's important for the new guys?
I think it is what it is. It's been there before I even came into the team. So my first initiation was in 2007. So now, yeah, it has been going on. It's not going to change. With me here and after me, it's not going to change. I think it's a great moment of joy, of bringing each other together, laughter, and yeah, it's like a tradition, like a rule. And we don't change those kind of things, and I think the guys really came in and played their part, played the game well. We had a great time last night as a team, and hopefully, these little things help just bring more, joy, more laughter, more unity. Unity comes with time and results, but when you look at the other ways, it's a great way also to bring people together all in one room, laughing, joking, talking about different things, because there's more than enough stress for every game. So when you can have some time to enjoy, we really enjoy it.
Good. Coach, your players have been on form coming into this friendly. Some of them have been scoring great goals. Does that put a lot of pressure on you in terms of having to think about your starting lineup?
I wouldn't declare it as pressure, but this is the job as a coach. And you always have to find difficult decisions. Also, let's say if the case would be like everybody's doing bad, then it's also a difficult decision. Maybe it's easier a little bit, but yeah, this is, I think, the way we want to have it. We want our players to have success in their clubs. We want them to score, but also to defend well, to play well, to have assists. So it's not only about scoring. Surely scoring is the obvious thing for everybody, but we are monitoring all the players and looking at their performances, and yeah, this is for us the measurement, one of the measurements, how we will play and who will play, and yeah, everything will come together. Surely it's previous games, it's performance in their clubs, and then also the actual training. And so we try to bring everything together, and then we take a decision also on the style of play our opponent plays and what we need for this game. So it's very complex, but at the end we decide, and the performances in their clubs is taking a big part, surely.
Coach, the Mohamed Kudus story is a one that a lot of Ghanaians followed because of the during the transfer window, his push, the Everton wanting to come for him, deciding to stay at the club, and bang, beginning to score goals in the false nine position. Has that given you a lot to think about in terms of how you want to deploy him?
I mean, for me, it's not a big surprise on how he plays, because surely we know him very well, and I know him very well. So I'm just happy for him that he's now part of the starting 11 in Ajax. And we have all kinds of ideas, so many ideas. We have so many good players besides Kudus. Could be an option, could be, but there are so many other options also for him. And surely we won't talk about tactical things before the matches or before the World Cup, but anything can happen, sure. Yeah.
Capito, you played Brazil. I think you played Brazil a number of times, even as a junior player. How big is this game for you, Capito?
Well, it's a big game, because it's like I said, it's today at the moment, I think, one of the best, if not the best team in the world currently. So yeah, it's a big game. It's good for us. It's a good test. We know they are favorites. We have to give them that respect and that badge, but we are there to fight, to give them a tough time, to impose what we can do. And it's going to be nice to see where we stand, to see how we cope with the best. That's what we are looking for. So yeah, it's a tough one. But this game is like we said, a preparation game. With the little experience that I have before tournaments, whether you have a great game today doesn't ensure you to have a great tournament. Whether you have a bad game then will not ensure you to have a bad tournament. So it's preparations, and we are going to do everything to get everything spot on and have a great game to show, what we can do.
I don't know what the conversation has been, in camp and with your boys. What have you guys been, talking about? Especially knowing that these Brazilians have got all the big names. What have you guys been talking about?
They have the big names, and we have to respect that. They didn't get to this level, and they're not playing for all these kind of clubs by mistake. They earned it, and they have played. They've won Champions Leagues. They've won different trophies. So that's what I'm saying, that when you look at their squad, from the goalkeeper to the 23 players, all players who play for top teams. So we know that. But football is on the grass. We are going to fight. We are going to follow the coach's plan from the first minute to the last. And we'll see where it will take us to. And as I said, yes, it is a big game, but it's a game without pressure, because there are no 3 points at the end of it. So we need to manage the game well and know what the meaning of the game, because what's important is in 2 months. That will be the place where you have points ahead and things ahead. But this is just for us to know where we stand, and we need to show good character and good quality in front of the best team.
Coach, we haven't won a game in quite a while. The last time was against Madagascar, then a draw against Central Africa, lost to Japan, drew with Chile, and we are going into another battle. The fact that the win is rare, is that a concern to you?
No, not at all. And I can understand where this is coming from, and people are looking, oh, we have a win and we won against this, and maybe the former coach had this record and he had this, but for me, really, I don't care about this. These games, it's also the Chile game and the Japan game, especially, are for me to get answers. So we set question marks. We want to know, can this player play in the free chain? Can this player play against strong opponents? Can this player compete on this level? Can this player follow our tactical hints? Can he fulfill it in a stress situation? So, and if we lose, we don't want to lose, not at all. But if we lose, we lose. And for me, what counts are official matches. And so far, we haven't lost an official match, and this is what we should want to keep. Tomorrow's also a game where we want to win. Everybody wants to win, but surely we also want answers on our questions. So we will try also some few things, and definitely we have new players also, which we will try to integrate. So there are a lot of question marks, which we would like to answer, and the plan is, like the captain said, is working towards the World Cup. So everything which is in front of the World Cup is try and error. And if we try and succeed, the better.
What about, I mean, people who say this probably is your strongest team since you took office? You've got almost all the big names that one can think of in the squad at the moment. What's your reaction to those remarks?
Could be. I don't know. It could be. But this is the good thing about football. Also, before we played against Nigeria, our captain was not there. A lot of players were injured. We had a lot of debutants. And when you see the individuals, Nigeria maybe looks stronger, but at the end, it's a team sport. So this is the most decisive thing, to work together aligned in the same direction, to know, even before you get the ball, where your options are, to know where you have to position yourself, to know where to run, and also defensively, to know and to have the right timing, when to push out, when to close gaps, when to press, when to sometimes make a foul, and sometimes in which direction we should try and drag the opponent. So to do this and together, this is the main task, not alone, together, aligned at the same time. And if we can do this well, I'm sure we can beat everyone.
One of your best players, Thomas, has been in and out of the team. How does it feel to have him back?
Good. The more good players we have, the better. Yeah, Thomas was, especially against Nigeria, very decisive. We're always happy if he's healthy, and we want to keep that. We're always having an eye on him at the moment because he just had one match in the last 3 weeks. So we have to be a little bit careful, but it's always good to have him.
In your goalkeeping department, Richard Ofori is now fully fit. I'm sure he never played under you since you became the head coach. Olakot has been around, he's changed club, he's getting games. Nuruddin was brilliant against Chile in the Caribbean Cup as well. There seems to be a competition in that department also.
Everywhere there's competition, and this is football also. Before we met, when was it, in June, for qualification matches and then friendly matches, which got injured. So yeah, this is sometimes difficult, and but I think, for example, Nuruddin did well. So, but Richard's also doing well at his home team, at Orlando Pirates. So, the competition is on. We're looking closely. I'm not an expert on goalkeepers, so this one I mostly leave to our goalkeeper coach. But surely everywhere there's competition.
Well, speaking about competition, at right back, Ali Seidu, Tariq Lamptey has joined. You have Dennis Odre as well with his experience. I'm sure you are spoiled for choice going into these two matches.
Yeah, I mean to bring together the squad was difficult because some decisions were very close, and we have a player with Dennis Doy who's playing in Bruges, who's playing well in his league, but also in the Champions League, doing very well. And then the games he played for us, then we are happy to have Tariq Lamptey now, who's a solid Premier League player, really good, and I think especially the future belongs to him because he's very young, very fast, and I have to say Alido, he used his chance. He joined us in June. We had a lot of injuries. First he was on standby, but he said, he will be on standby. It's no problem for him. He's ready when we need him, and we had a lot of injuries, so we had to call him, and he did really well, especially in the second game. And therefore, I had to find a place for him. And what's good with him? He's very flexible. He can play as a centre back. He can play as a full back, and this is also what we need. And I'm very happy that he's joining the team, and hopefully, and now also in training, but hopefully in the games he can also show again what he can.
And just a quick one on. Just a quick one on how close it was in terms of making decisions on players who were being called. I know Joseph Pinson was part of your last call up. How close was he to making this one?
Very close. Like I said, tough decision. The concurrent situation is even tighter now with the new players coming in. Very difficult, and especially like from what I saw, Joseph is doing well. We had. I mean, it would have been good for him to play the Japan or Chile matches, also to show more of him, but he had some little problems, so he decided to leave the team, and also he wanted to start with his team in a healthy situation. This one I can understand, but surely I can just judge what I see. And so at the moment I see others ahead of him, but I think Joseph is a great player, and the squad now is not written in stone. Anything can still happen. We are still monitoring all the players, their performances, so the gate is not closed.
Okay, Coach, thank you very much for your time. I want to first of all ask you, we've got about 3 games to play before the World Cup, that is the pre-friendlies. What's the approach like for you and the team starting tomorrow? What will be the approach in these friendly matches that you're going to play? That is the first question. The second question I want to ask, with the team that we are seeing now, and with the one you have just these 2 games before you name your squad for the World Cup, are we going to see any major changes, or this is a reflection of what we are going to see at the World Cup? And the last question I'm going to ask you, people are getting excited. I'm sure maybe you've also seen or read it somewhere. Kudus has been used as false 9 for his club, and so many people are getting excited in Ghana. They're like, okay, is Coach Otto Addo going to try him, or is he even thinking about trying him as false 9 for Ghana? Has it crossed your mind yet?
Okay, first one was the approach. So the approach to play games, friendly games, is always to get the connection between the players. For the players also because everybody's obviously coming from different clubs, different styles of play, different ideas. And for us, it's very important to link up as a team. So we have to find the connections, we have to get to know each other. Then also the players have to know what kind of plans we have for each game. And it's very important for us, especially also with the new players, to get familiar with each other on the pitch, but also off the pitch, to build a team. And these matches are perfect for us, just to build these relationships, also to build these links on the pitch, and then also for us, I said before, to get answers on our questions we have, because we don't know how this guy will play in this system, how this guy will play in free chain or four chain, or what's better for him. So it's very good for us. And then also on a high level, like tomorrow, to see how people can cope with that. And the second question was what again?
Well, the team, are we going to see, because there's just this friendlies before you name your squad, are we going to see major changes, or there's a reflection of what we're going to see?
I don't know, because it's the performance which decides. You know, it could be that somebody performs very bad, and then we have to think about should we replace him with somebody else, or somebody else is doing very well at this club the next month, and like I said, the door is still open, so nothing is written in stone. I think the major players are here. That surely anything can happen, and could be that there's one or two or three players who can still join the team. And this one I don't know. It's the performances of each and every player which decides how the team is being changed.
And the last question on Kudus.
Kudus, yeah. I think he has more possibilities to play in several positions. We had this idea even before. I assume him as a false nine, but we always also have very good strikers, and it depends on the games. It could be an option, but yeah, it could be an option. But it's, for me also as a coach, surely it's difficult to talk about tactics before the match, and so I would never say anything like he will play there or he won't play there or whatever, because it depends on the match. And then even if I know, surely I can't explain my tactic before the match.
Okay, Captain. Okay.
Andre, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Just a quick thought from you and the team. I've seen so many pictures. I've seen during training sessions, the players are smiling, all laughter here and there, and you as well. I want to get into what they are thinking currently. How is their mindset? Where is their minds now? I know that everyone will say, oh, we're focusing on the Brazil game, but from your point of view, where do we have their minds?
Well, I think if we are honest, as players, when you are 2 months away from the biggest tournament in the world, you have your sights on the tournament. You know, you cannot run away and say you are looking at even all your league games or whatever. You're playing your games, but you're thinking about the tournament. That's normal. But as professionals, as players who need to always progress and be ready for that, we can only think about the next game coming. The next game is tomorrow, and from what I feel, you know, the players are good. Camp is nice, and there's a lot of joy, laughter, determination. As I said, it's a big one. If there was a harder game than this one, I don't think at this moment currently exists. So it's a really good test for us to really, you know, play with the best, fight, show what we can do with and without the ball, follow the coach's tactics, as he said, trying different things, etc., etc. We follow, we move on, we believe in what's coming. So, no, we are fully focused and, you know, ready for the battle.
Like you mentioned, that it doesn't get any better than this or bigger than this particular match. But do you think you look at, one will say maybe names doesn't play football, but it's also important to acknowledge your opponent. If you look at the squad that Brazil they have currently, the Black Stars equally have a good squad and quality players. But do you think the team led by you can match up to that strength?
Well, like I said before, I think before you were here, currently,
She was late.
yeah, she was late. She has to pay. She has to pay.
Apologies.
$100.
It's not a problem. 500.
Yeah, she can afford.
No, I think the team now, Brazil, when I've seen all the few national team play, it's currently for me is the best in the world. So we are playing the best, and we have to acknowledge that they have players playing in the top clubs, week in, week out, winning trophies, etc., etc. So yeah, we are not going to compare ourselves to them. That would be making a mistake and lying to ourselves. But yes, we are going to fight with them, and we are going to challenge, and we are going to go into the battle. That's 100%. And at the end, we'll see what's going to happen. But I believe in the squad. We have won games that people never believed we would have won in the past. And as I said, the results of tomorrow would not tell us that we are going to have a good World Cup or a bad World Cup. Whatever the result is, with time and experience, you learn that you have to be ready on the 24th of November. That's when you have to be ready. So this is going to help us to get ready for that.
Any side attraction of maybe some dance moves tomorrow? Any side attraction?
Dance move.
Yeah.
Ask Inaki, Salisu, and all of them have come in Tariq. They gave us some dance moves yesterday, so I think they will be ready for some dance moves tomorrow.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.